Hello, and welcome to the Running Behind podcast. I'm Joey Metzger, your host and guide to the slow ride here at the back of the pack. Today is another Crew Access episode with Mario and Erik, and a special one at that. This is Crew Access Storm the Park edition. Earlier in April, the three of us headed down to Whitewater State Park and did the 15K together at Storm Sporting Events' Storm the Park Trail Race. We weren't there to worry about pace or effort, just to hang out with friends and explore the trails at a beautiful place and enjoy the great day and event put on by Mandy and Bill Hansel. We recorded this pod the next day and talked through our favorite parts of the event, our challenges, and how I kinda nearly broke my ankle and fell off the side of the cliff just by stepping aside for some two-way traffic. And I even include a mini interview I did that day with the race director, Mandy Hansel, so be sure to listen for that. So, strap up those Mount to Coast H1s, grab your gloves if it's colder than 40 degrees, and don't forget your bottle or flask, Erik. But it's time to hit the trail. So, boys, how are we feeling today? Mario, how are you feeling? Erik and I, before you joined, Erik and I were like, we're feeling okay. Erik's like, yeah, I might go run a mile or something. And I've actually got a route programmed on my treadmill, of course, climbing for about an hour and then running downhill. I'm feeling okay. And we were like, what's Mario going to do? It's a rest day. Oh, maybe 50K, half marathon. I don't know. What do you got? What do you got on deck, Mario?
Pretty close with that second guess there.
Half
so
marathon.
This week, so my nice. my Strava graph is beautiful. My mileage increase every week has been very steady, and so per my training plan, I'm supposed to get another 12 point. If we want to be specific, I have another 12.7 to go. So I figured I would just run a half marathon, and that would get me to 50 miles for this week, for the first time in a long time that I'd actually hit 50 miles in a Monday to Sunday. Oh, here comes Minnie.
Oh yeah, Erik's got Hankster the Bankster, Hanksy.
Yep. Right back there.
He's got yeah. I wish I had my dogs. They do come downstairs, but not when I'm recording because
she never comes down here, so this is really weird.
That's nice. Everybody's got their dogs. Sorry. All of our dogs missed us yesterday,
sorry, a little
guys.
Bit.
We were.
Yeah.
So half marathon. So you're really focusing on getting to that 50 miles this week, huh? Is that a focus for you?
Well,
the mileage?
The mileage and now that Storm the Park is done, I don't have any like real trail races planned. The next planned race is Fans, and that's all pavement. And so I'm going to kind of just turn around and hit the pavement right away. So I actually have a spreadsheet where I have it all marked out, my mileage each week leading up to Fans. And I have because I'm doing a 5K a day, I have the day of the year counter and the days left to race day counter and the weeks left until race day. And so we're at 9 weeks today, just over 9 weeks out from Fans. And so I'm kind of just keeping the building going. And then I think I did put in one down week or rest week where I do tone the mileage back. But yeah, the next 7 weekends or so are going to be spent grinding out probably about 25 to 30 miles on the weekends in long runs in preparation for Fans. So
yeah, I'm just gonna try to be consistent. That's my goal this year. I'm not looking at how many miles in per week I get. I am a little bit. I mean, we all do. We all say we don't follow numbers, but we do. We follow our numbers a little bit. But I'm just trying to be consistent. If I can get out 5 days a week, either outside or on the treadmill, or 6 days a week, that's ideal. Then I'm happy. But yeah, that's kind of, you're gonna do great at fans. You're gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna eat a lot of
And
bacon.
texting. Yeah, well, and texting with you guys, I had said that this 5K a day thing that I'm doing is really kind of doing crazy things for my base level fitness.
I bet.
My heart rate has been phenomenal during my runs. I've been like surprised, and I'm not really pushing super hard. I did push really hard on my 100th day 5K, and I didn't really enjoy that run very much because that's way too fast for me to like sustain in like a long term or a long term goal. But I feel like just having that base of running a 5K every day has been really, really foundational for that base fitness.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about yesterday a little bit. Let's go through it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, for our listening audience, the three of us did storm the park down at Whitewater State Park, Mandy and Bill Hansel race. We did the 15-kilometer, and we'll go through our stats here. Nobody had any adventures getting there. We all got there on time, I think. No issues there. It turned out to be about 30 degrees when we got there. It was cold, and it was breezy, and did it maybe get up to 40 by the time we were done? Maybe snuck over 40. It was pretty cool all day, and especially when you stopped moving. So I just finally uploaded my stuff to Strava so we could look at all three of our stuffs. We went, boys, everybody's thing says about 9.5. Mine's a little short because I didn't start mine right away. Not 9.
I have a beef with
miles.
Strava over that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was looking at my time because I also didn't look at my Strava until today.
Yep.
I didn't have any cell service yesterday. When I got home, I just wanted to be home, and I kind of forgot about Strava.
Yeah.
And then this morning I was looking. My total race time, that Strava cut out a bunch of time from my run.
That's your moving. That's your moving time.
That's
moving time, not elapsed time. I was just looking at mine, and I'm like,
oh, okay.
We didn't get done in 3 hours. It says moving time. Here's the deal. We were moving pretty slow.
Okay.
So Strava assumed we were stopped. So you have to look closely at elapsed time, which was what, guys?
Okay.
Like 4 hours? Mine says 3 hours, 51 minutes.
That sounds right.
Right?
We lollygagged a little bit, but there's no way we lollygagged away an hour of time.
Well, we were just moving that slow, Eric. When Strava looks at, all Strava does is it takes the GPX data. It looks at it in terms of where you are and how quickly you get from point A to point B. And there was some times when we were waiting for people to walk by us on those damn trails that it was probably like, oh, you've stopped. And it accumulates up to get to moving time. Yeah, moving time. Damn, we averaged 18.5-minute pace. We look pretty good. I mean, I'll take that. That's what everybody out looking at our Strava files is looking at. They're not looking at elapsed time. Great, I'll take it. Yeah, we did pretty well. No, it's funny. So 9.5 miles, guys. Here you go. Koros versus Garmin. Koros says, and Mario, we were within 7 feet of each other. 1,800 and
really?
Mario says 11. Mine says 818 feet. Eric, I don't know where you were running or what Garmin was thinking, but yours says 1,600. What's up with that?
This is what I was telling you about yesterday. Killian and the Koros watches make you have more elevation gain, then you look faster, your gap looks better.
That's why our gaps are insanely good, right? Who's more accurate? Has anybody done a study, or how are we going to figure this out?
Well,
the trail
I think
running world needs to know. We
caveat
need to
here
figure this
in
out.
that there's a big caveat here in that I had trail run as like the run I was going to do when we were standing in the starting chute, and then Mandy was talking. I went to go start my watch, and it had brought me back to my home screen.
Oh, okay.
So then I just quickly threw it on Run, which does not use the same GPS as Trail Run does.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing I lost some accuracy there.
got it. At the end of our discussion of our day yesterday, I'm going to read you back my stats from 3 years ago. And I think it's very interesting. So, Storm the Park 15K. They've got a 50K, a 30K, and 15K, and then they had what else, guys? Was it a 10K or a 5K? Was the other race they had?
5K, I think.
5K. And it's at Whitewater State Park, which is down in southeastern Minnesota. It was really interesting, and I know, Erik, you and I talked about this. Mario, you stayed in Rochester the night before. It was really kind of freaky seeing all the tornado damage that was very close to that area. A couple of the roads I drove on, anyways, like literally you saw barns collapsed. I saw a mobile home and like machinery and a farm shed that were just like literally looked like they exploded. I mean, that is scary. And of course, on the news this morning, they were talking more about it. But yeah, beautiful area of southeastern Minnesota. Very Zumbrota. Yes,
I found
Erik?
a fun fact about Whitewater State Park.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only state park in Minnesota known to have rattlesnakes.
Get out. Well, they weren't
Yep.
out yesterday at 30 degrees, I'll tell you that.
No, they weren't, but we saw that sign that said, like, beware the timber rattlesnakes. So I was
Really?
doing some research, and
Yeah.
it's the only state park that's, like, known to have them.
Wow. Wow. All the more reason to go back out there, guys. But so it's this 9.5 mile loop in Whitewater State Park. Very similar to Zumbro, very southeastern Minnesota bluff country, where you've got a mix of trees and then these, what'd you guys say? It's limestone formations that are forming these, not mountains, these tall hills, these bluffs that you climb to the top of. And then you get to the bottom and you're just in this magical with these trout streams and just a whole change of scenery. And it's just a beautiful setting. I want to know what you guys thought. And I know we've talked about this, but just for our audience, what'd you think of the setting yesterday, the park?
So I haven't run really in the bluff country of Minnesota. I volunteered at, like, Frontenac, 10 miler or whatever it is for St. Croix Running Company, but I haven't actually, like, run in that area before. So I thought it was awesome. I think the bluffs make it really challenging trail running, but you get up high and you get to oversee everything. You get down low, and like you said, I mean, there's times we were just listening to these little streams with their little rapids, and it's just so peaceful and tranquil, and yeah, just an amazing park.
Made me want to stop and stretch out my back a little.
Yeah.
Mario, what'd you think? Had you run down in that area before?
I've run down in southern Minnesota before, but I've never been to Whitewater State Park specifically. So I was excited to go because that's another state park I can check off the list. But yeah, kind of like what Erik was saying, when you're down at the bottom of those ravines, it's so quiet because you're below everything, all the noise from around, even whatever's kind of happening up top, you don't really hear it down there. So even though it was even though it was really windy up top at the top of those bluffs, at the bottom of the hill, it was beautiful. The green was kind of coming through the dormant grass, and the woods were kind of coming to life again. All the birds coming back. That's one of my favorite parts of spring, is hearing all the birds kind of come back to the trees and to the forests, and just to be there at that time of year. I would have liked it to be like 10 degrees warmer because it was cold and windy, especially at the top. But no, that was a beautiful park.
Yeah.
I like to go back again because it's, and I know that a lot of the other runners, and even Bill and Mandy said this, that it's as close to the Superior Hiking Trail in Minnesota-esque as you can get. The single track trails, you just don't get that type of single track with that elevation gain combination really anywhere else. And so it was really cool to experience that.
Yeah. And I don't think you guys have been to Zumbro. Zumbro, like I said, is similar. Same country. It's not far from there. The Zumbro
Hmm.
races, you go up and down those bluffs, and you get into these nice. But something special about Whitewater is like that Trout Creek and the rivers and stuff. You don't get quite that same level at Zumbro. You do get a lot of the hills and some nice views up there. I even think Whitewater is more picturesque than Zumbro. It's just spectacular. The only thing I would change about it is maybe 3 weeks later, because you never know what you're going to get in April. When I ran it 3 years ago, it was snowing. It was about the same temperature. I made that video of it. My hat is on, it's off because I'm hot, I'm cold. As you're pushing, but it was snowing and it was super sloppy. It had just rained and the snow had melted. So all those areas, with all those rocks on those treacherous climbs, it was all mud. And so it was, yeah, even tougher to get through. I'm always amazed, and I was amazed again yesterday at our local elite runners. They just come flying through. Guys, it took us 4 hours to go 9.5 miles. And I know we were dilly dallying, and Mario probably could have done it in less than half that time. But I mean, those elite runners, they're crazy. I don't understand how they're doing those downhills that fast and the uphills.
Yeah, when we were finishing up and we had our last big climb of the day, Joey, and that guy who went on to win the 50K was going up that hill.
Yeah.
Him and I were doing two different activities yesterday. Like we both called it trail running, but like it wasn't even the same
100%.
sport.
Only one of you is actually trail running. He's
Yeah.
literally running up and down those trails. And I mean,
Some of that's 30%
crazy difficult.
grade.
We were getting hurt just walking. Just
Yeah.
like standing aside for people to go by us, I was getting hurt. Yeah, it was insane. It's really fun to watch those elites do so well there. That course starts with I want to ask each of you, what was your favorite part of the course and what was your worst part of the course? Mario, let's start with you. What was your favorite part of the course?
My favorite part was actually that first climb, if I'm being honest.
Up the steps?
Not the steps. It's that first climb that when we're all kind of
After
single
the steps.
file. It's once you get past after those steps, you go
Okay.
across that road, and you kind of everyone's starting to go up that climb single file, because
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize that once we got up there, we could just look back down at everything that we just kind of
Yeah.
did, right? Like we got to that top
Yeah.
climb, and it kind of set the tone for the day.
Yeah.
And everyone kept saying, "Well, this is like the worst. That's like the worst climb part of it." So then I kind of set that bar as like that's the worst. But I don't know. I thought every other climb kind of had its own challenges that were harder than that first climb. In some respects, is that I wasn't as fresh during that
Yeah.
first climb. During that first climb, I was fresh and ready to take on the trail, and so the adrenaline's pumping, the excitement is helping push me up that hill. And so when you got up to that top and you had that first view, I don't know, that was my favorite part, was making that
Okay.
first climb to that first kind of outlook viewpoint, where we took that picture of the three of us.
Yeah. But we'll come back to your worst part. Eric, what was your favorite part of the course yesterday?
I had two, I think. So the climb up out of the aid station, and then we reached that little part, and I like went off course to those little rock formations, sitting up there and just overlooking everything we had run, and there's like a big limestone cliff face off in the distance over the whole park. I thought that was really, really, really beautiful and really cool. And then my other one was like, I don't, probably a mile left. After you come back down, you get into that grassy spot, you cross that bridge, and you're on the road. And then we took the right off the road,
Yeah.
and there's that little creek that was right by us. I just remember us kind of like jogging and talking, and it was just, it had a little bit of like quote unquote rapids. So it
Yeah.
just had that nice like nice little like rapids kind of sound, and the water was great, and it just felt like we were the only three people on Earth back there. It was awesome.
Yeah. I always love, my favorite part is that Eagle Point or whatever that is, Eagle Peak or Eagle Ridge. I love that. And it's just it's just surreal being up there. I love that. All right. What was the worst part, Mario? Where was the part where you were like, well, I could have less of this?
I can't remember what part it was. Is when we were all walking. It's kind of that flatter prairie part, and we were coming up to the end of that loop, and we were talking about how not a single part of that flippin' trail was level. All of it was on a slant, and so like the sides of my feet were just sore and like sick of it at that point. And actually, I was telling Claire last night and this morning that the part of me that's most sore is like my ankle joints, just from being at such an odd angle for so long. So my least favorite part was, it was like that part where we kind of realized it, and then once you realize it, it starts to manifest and your feet start to get a little bit more sore, and then you're sitting at home later and you're thinking, oh, maybe that's why my ankle hurts, is because so that was my least favorite part, was that moment that I realized that I've been walking on a slant all day.
I'm looking at the map. It's that meadow trail where we do after the first aid station, we do that little loop there. Yeah. Eric, what was
and that was like the easiest part of the course.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's where I had that
simple
realization.
Yeah. Eric, what was your least favorite part of the course?
I didn't really have like a least favorite part of the course, but I think my least just favorite part of the day was like the mental warfare that the course plays. Because, okay, the stairs, we keep talking about these stairs. Put into perspective, in less than half a mile, we had gone 350 feet vertically, which in Minnesota is about as steep as it gets.
Yep.
And then you dip back down for, I guess that's my least favorite part, is there's a lot of like quote unquote false summits. Every climb is like, here's 200 feet, it's going to level out, we're going to dip back down, and you're like, oh great, it's done. And then you look up ahead of you and you can see the runners ahead of you, and they're climbing again. And turns out there's another 50 to 100 feet of climbing you have to do. Yeah. And then like when you drop down from Eagle's Nest or Eagle's Ridge on the backside there.
Yep.
Yeah, Eagle Point. On the backside there, you cross the river.
Yeah.
You do that out and back by that little camp. You come back, and then you start going back up that backside trail, and the first third of it is just heinous. It's 30% grade, no traction, anything. I remember going up that and just being like, okay, I have to make it up this climb. Yeah. We get about 50 feet of respite going across the street. And then we're doing this all over again on the backside of the next. I was like, I don't know, I can do this. Yeah. like we had originally talked about doing the 30K. I would have dropped if we were doing the 30K. There's just no way.
It would have been a really long day. You'd be so sore. And imagine the 50K.
That would have been so hard.
3 times.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the 50K 3 times? We'll get to that. The talk about how tough it was for the 50Kers. My least favorite parts are the steps right away at I think it's called Chimney Rock, right? Mm-hmm. Chimney Rock, where you go up. So. Yep. You get to 1,000. I mean, this is Minnesota, so you're not starting at 0, but you're starting close to sea level, and you get up to over 1,000 feet. Those steps. Yeah. No, thank you. Because think about steps. They're basically a 45-degree grade, right? If not steeper. Otherwise, what's the point? And they just kill me. And going down the steps, when you go down to run along the creek, I mean, those were so brutal. Sketchy.
That was my least favorite part of the course. I'm horrible at going down steps, and those things are so steep. They're not very grippy, and I was like, oh, this is not.
And they were short.
Yeah.
I mean, they were only like 6-inch steps. They were not. I mean, they were barely. You had to walk with your feet sideways to avoid slipping.
Yeah, those steps up and down on that first section, I didn't care for. And then after the meadow loop, when you go up, it's okay. When it's muddy, it's much worse. But when there's two-way traffic, that's where, of
Hmm.
course, I slipped on that rock. And I was like, so I probably just have a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like going up that with two-way traffic. And then on the reverse, on the way back, coming back up after you do the flat section, like you were saying, Eric, you can
Hmm.
go across those rocks. That little section going up is just like a pain in the ass because it's
Yeah.
so steep. And we were lucky we didn't have any much oncoming traffic at that point. But
The
yeah,
the two-way traffic adds a really weird dynamic
yeah,
because you never get in a groove unless you're. I guess it's probably the same for the front runners. You
yeah,
never get in a groove.
yeah,
You're always stepping off the trail or being mindful of other people. Like if
yeah,
you're really hurting, usually you can just put your head down and grind up a climb. There's
yeah,
no, you can't because there's so much two-way traffic
yeah,
on every climb.
yeah. And that's, I mean, the nature of the course. It is what it is. It's a beautiful area, beautiful trails. It's very challenging. Two-way traffic is probably, I think, the only thing I would take away and say, why this isn't one of the greatest trail races ever. But yeah,
On the
beautiful.
side note, though, two-way traffic was really fun because we got to see the leaders. You got to
Yeah.
encourage everyone. So it's
Yep.
it's a double-edged sword.
Yep. Yep.
It adds
Yeah.
some factors that aren't great, but there's a lot of really nice community building aspects of it as well.
Yep. Yep. And then, so yeah, so it was a good day. I'm looking at our numbers. Um, it's pretty funny. Mario, what was your heart rate? Would you say your heart rate got up to?
I think my max heart rate was like 157 or something,
Okay.
160.
Max heart rate was 160. Oh, that's
I
not
think
bad.
so.
Yeah. Zone. I was mostly in zone 1 and 2 myself. Eric, what was your what was your heart rate?
My average was 151 and my max was 183.
One. What was your average?
151.
Wow, that was your average. Dude,
Yep.
your heart beats fast. Mine doesn't go that high. Oh my God.
Well,
Uh,
we got done, and so Garmin will like, if you do like a speed workout or do whatever, it'll
yeah.
tell you what it estimates your new max heart rate to be. And we got done, and I looked down at my watch. It's like your new max heart rate is 216, which there's
Oh,
no way, but
Oh God. I'm looking at the map. My max heart rate was 166, which is about as high as my heart will go these days at age 58. And I'm trying to look at where my max heart rate was on the flat sections, guys, when we were jogging. That's when I maxed out. I guess that makes sense. Climbing and going down, you're going so slow, but that's when I maxed out. On the meadow loop when we were on the camber, that was when I hit my high right there. We were going too fast. Those 13-minute miles were just too much for me to take at that point. That is crazy. So, one loop, 4 hours. All right, now I want to show you guys my from 3 years ago when I did two loops, 30K. My moving time. So, you know how our moving time was 3 hours for two laps? 4 hours, 54 minutes. Now, mind you, when I got done that
whoa.
day, I made the film about it. I was one of the last to finish. And I was like, I suck. I'm not good at this. What am I doing? 4 hours, 54 minutes moving time. My elapsed time with all my stops. Guess. What do you think I was surprised at this. It felt a lot slower. But
I thought you, yeah, I don't
I
know.
told you
You just
between
thought it
6
was
and
like
7.
6
Yeah.
hours. Yeah.
6 hours
Yeah,
and
like 6.5.
6 hours 19 minutes. So
Okay.
that's basically a 3 hour and 10-minute lap. That's pretty good for, not having a great day. And I'm trying to
Yeah.
see. Yeah. I averaged 20-minute miles. So I averaged 3 miles an hour. Yesterday we averaged what, 24-minute miles? Something like that.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I surprised myself when I look back at it. I'm like, that's based upon, yesterday. That was actually pretty good. So, interesting. What did the winner of the 50K, what did he finish in? Do you know? Did you happen to notice the time?
Like,
Well, you had to finish
wasn't it like
probably
5?
20 minutes before us, and they started.
An hour and a half before us.
That was like
So
5:52 or something.
yeah, that'd be about right.
So under 6 hours.
I think
Yeah.
it was just under 6 hours.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So
Which is
when
a
I
Fast
did
50K with that elevation.
yeah. And for this episode, I'm going to mix in some of our sound clips for some of the movies I took and the little interview I did with Mandy. And we were out on the course. Was it somebody going by us, or was it just the three of us talking about how? No, it was somebody going by us that said this is considered the hardest 50K in the state of Minnesota.
It was Heather.
It was Heather. Heather, yeah,
It's Heather,
that's right.
and then at the aid station before the Meadow Trail Loop or whatever, someone else said it too. I heard it a couple times.
And I said it to Mandy in my interview, and I thought she would laugh. She was like, "No, that makes sense." And when we talked to Bill, he was like, "Yeah, a lot of people come down here to train for the Superior races, for the Superior hiking trail races, because it is so difficult. It's just insanely hard. That is a great time for 50K. I can't believe that."
This route is an out and back, so there's going to be a lot of two-way traffic. So then at that point you're going to have flags on both sides. So don't worry that you have them on both sides. If you have them on one side only, it should be on your left-hand side. If you were going to
Mandy, how did it go today?
It went great, even with the cold weather. I think that was great for the runners, not so much the volunteers.
What was your biggest turnout? Was it the 15K?
Yes, we had like 115 or something
Wow.
like that.
I heard on the course today that your 50K is the toughest 50K in the state of Minnesota. And I was talking to your husband, Bill, saying, we were thinking out on course, this is very similar to the North Shore, to Lake Superior hiking trail.
Yes.
What do you say about that your 50K is the toughest 50K in the state?
Yeah, so yes, I say this is probably as close as you can get to the North Shore.
Yeah.
Is because when I was training for a camping trip on the trail, this is where I came and trained, was here, because you get the rocks, you get the roots, you get the elevation, you get it all. So
it was a fantastic day, a little cold. I mean, if everybody had these fancy, Storm Sporting Goods series jackets, wow, where did you get those?
We actually won them at our people that do our shirts for Trinona.
Yeah.
They had like an open house, and so I drew the little thing, and this is what I won.
And you got to put your own logo on there?
They stitched it for us, and then I had won it. And then when Bill went to pick it up, he's like, "This is a really big box." Well, they had given him one as well, so it was really nice. Yeah, and it's actually heated. So there's
There's heaters in it?
So there's a battery pack.
Oh
right
my
here.
God. People. Yeah.
I don't ever really turn it on though. I never turned it on today. So
A little cold today, but like Eric and I said, we'll take this over 80 degrees and humid at Afton in July.
100%.
Every single time. A little windy at the tops of the things, but that's where the good views are, so it's worth it.
I would say for me, like 50 degrees is about the perfect weather. So it's a little bit chillier than that, but I think it was good for you guys.
I did an experiment today, and I have determined that the line of demarcation for gloves is 40 degrees.
Okay.
If it's below 40, gloves.
Okay.
If it's above, no gloves.
Okay.
So.
Well, I run really hot, so usually about a quarter mile from my house, I'm already taking my gloves off, and they never go back on. I mean, I've been without gloves for quite a while today, so.
Well, there's Bill down there. We don't need Bill. That's fine. I interviewed Erin Shaw recently.
Oh, yeah,
and
she's still out there.
She's still out there. She's doing the 30K. Then she's volunteering all day.
She is, yeah.
She's amazing. She is doing the 30K today. She's going to volunteer. And then she says she's going to do every single one of your events this year, potentially.
Yes.
Do you have a special belt buckle for her? Or?
So our awards this year are magnets. They're
I
like little
love your
trail
awards.
signs. Yep. And so
Very
if you do 4 or 5 out of the 5, we're going to have little like trail sign posts, and you can put them on Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I might have to sign up for a few more.
I like drew it out on a piece of paper and then I like sent it to the guy who makes the awards. I'm like, I don't know if you can do this for me or not, but this is my vision, you know?
Nice.
So,
yeah.
So I was pretty excited.
Love it. Well, I got to tell you, Erik and Mario and I, we just love the event. On the trails we were finishing, Eric's like, this is one of the best run events. He's like, Rocksteady's got nothing on you guys. You hear that? And like half the price too. So, and it goes to a wonderful cause.
Yes. Youth mental health care or youth mental health programs in their area.
Yeah.
So
wonderful. Thank you, Mandy, for a wonderful event.
Yes.
Right.
Thanks for coming down.
Arrows. We do have volunteers out on the course as well to make sure you're going the right direction. If you don't see an arrow, don't turn. So you might fall.
Mandy, by the way, as we're recording this, she just sent me the photo.
Okay.
Of the three of us. I will hold on. I'll send it to you guys right now. Yeah, it's really cute. So that's the other thing. They had those wooden plaques are new awards. She did not have those years ago. It's this really cool little wooden plaque. It's got a magnet on it, so you can put it on your fridge. And she said if you do like 4 out of the 5 of the Storm Sporting races, trail races, you get like this stand that you can put them all on that kind of makes it look like a signpost.
Really nice.
Cool. Yeah. Who else did we see down there? We saw Heather. I saw Aaron Shaw. I had John from Terra Loca was down there. I know Jason Reeve was not there. He was busy training for the Backyard Ultra, the Elm Creek Backyard Ultra. Who else did we see down there? Anybody else that we knew? There's a lady dressed like a dinosaur. She was funny. I think she was doing the 50K. She was plugging right along. I should have pulled up. Hold on. I'm going to pull up I wonder if their results will be up already. Results. 2026 results. There we go.
Wow, that's pretty good. Right. That's quick.
Oh yeah, they're up. Okay, let's walk through the results. Mario's looking for his topic, which we'll get to, but I'll edit this all together. So, Storm the Park 2026 results. 5K. No way. This is nuts. Okay, Mario, hold on to your thought. If you found your topic, we're going to go back to Storm of the Park. I'm going to edit this all together, but let's talk through the results from yesterday's. The 5K. Mm-hmm. What do you think the winning time was? There, I'm trying to see how many people.
I know wasn't he a 12-year-old that won it?
You looked at it?
Won the 5K?
Yeah.
I saw their post this morning, but I don't remember what his time was. It was.
Remember those little kids that were flying past us?
Yeah. Past us.
Yeah, one of those kids won. There was 2 12-year-old kids.
1823.
Won it. What's that?
1823.
For a 5K? Now remember, you're going up and down those steps, Erik. So he did it in 30 minutes and 50 seconds. So 9:50. That's really good. You're going up and down those steps.
What's the 5K course? Because I just remember seeing them when we were on the flat riverbed section, or like creek section. You went and did the turnaround at the hump.
Yep.
So I don't know what the start of their course mimicked are.
They start at the start line, so they go up the steps, up through all those hills, and then down the sketchy steps, and they do the trout run, and then they take a turn there at some point. So that's really good. The other 12-year-old kid, this is crazy. In the top 5, 3 of them are 13 years old or younger. Second place was a 39-year-old male. Awesome. Third place was a 63-year-old female. So, I've always said the 60s that's when I am going to get my speed, is in my 60s. Then a 13-year-old kid and a 12-year-old. The 12-year-old kid came in 5th. 35 minutes.
Gosh, running is awesome, isn't it?
Isn't that crazy? There was also an 11-year-old boy who came in 8th. That is nuts, guys. All right, let's look at the 15K. 110 people started, 110 people finished. Everybody finishes
Nice.
at the Storm Sporting Events trail races. Oh, wow. Wow. You guys haven't looked at this, right,
No.
Mario? Okay. Let me
Nope.
find us. We have to go to page 3, I think, to find us. Oh, no, we're on page 2. We're
Oh,
page
page
2.
Oh.
Bottom of page 2. We don't roll to page 3.
Whoa.
Very nice. Finishing 98th, 99th, and 100th
Oh, heck yeah.
at essentially the exact same finish time is Joey, Mario, and Erik. And our finish time is like 3:53:02. Actually, I'm like 2 seconds ahead of you guys, probably because I have the camera. I don't know what the hell's going on. So we came in 98th, 99th, 100. Very nice. What do you think
Nice.
first place came in for the 15K?
The 15K.
I don't know. I know it's going to make me throw up. It's going to be like an hour and a half. 135 something.
141.
141 would have gotten you 10th place.
Whoa.
What did you say, Erik?
Jeez.
135?
135, yeah.
That would have gotten you 6th place. The winner came in 1 hour, 18 minutes.
No way.
They averaged an 8:24 mile. Guys, an 8:24 mile. That's 3 times faster than us. That is nuts. Yeah, 33-year-old male came in first at 1:18. 2 minutes back, second place, 1:20. Then he got 4 minutes back, a 1:24, a 1:26. And then fifth place is 1:33. The first female, Laura Miller, came in 1 hour and 39 minutes. It's just not. And the second place female was a minute behind her, so they were pushing each other. Yeah, 40 years old and 43 years old. They were pushing each other. The Amblin Ricesetter, I think, is her name. Oh, crazy. Who else ran the race with us? Heather did. She finished way before us. Let's see. Let's see where Heather.
John ran, didn't he?
John from
No,
Terra
maybe not the 15K. Yeah, did he run the 30K?
I don't know. Anna and Jerry, remember we said hi to them on the trail?
Oh, yep.
And I ran with them at Storm of the Day a couple years ago. Oh my God. They kicked our ass. 2 hours and 31 minutes. They were flying. Great job, guys.
Nice.
That's amazing. Heather. Oh, here's Heather. Heather Hansen. She came in exactly 3 hours in 7 seconds. Very nice. Crazy. All right. Okay, so that's the 15K. 30K. 31 people started. Yeah, the 15K is by far the most popular, and then the 5K. 30K, only 31 people started. 31 finished. I want to find where Aaron. Oh, wow. Okay. Aaron Shaw, who I said hi to, who I interviewed as the podcast before this one. She ran it 2 laps, guys. 5 hours and 24 minutes and 57 seconds. So she averaged 17-minute miles. Average 17-minute miles for 2 laps around that frickin' thing. That is crazy. What do you guys think? What do you think the winner did for the 30K? What's your guess?
3:15.
Mario?
240.
240 would have been a course record. 3:15
Oh,
would
dang
have got you third place.
I was trying to double.
Yeah. 2
I
hours.
was trying to double the.
2 hours and 50 minutes. Right? That crazy? 2 hours and 50 minutes. So that's basically, what is that? 1 hour and 25 minute 15K? Yeah, they averaged 9-minute miles. I can't do that for a mile. Climbing those hills. Think about the hills we climbed, the two-way traffic, all the shit. They averaged 9-minute miles. Which means on the flats, God only knows that they were running on the flats. That is crazy.
They were probably cruising at 7,
Yeah.
sub 7 or about 7-minute miles. That's just crazy.
That is absolutely
And
nuts.
us thinking about it, because I jokingly told Mario to race the 50K guy up the hill, and then
Yeah.
we started talking about averages, and I was talking about you'd really only have to go 13 minutes up the hill, 13-minute mile pace up the hill, and then do 7-minute pace down the hill to average 10-minute miles.
Yeah.
But those hills aren't super bombable.
No.
No, they're
No.
not.
Like, it's super
Especially
sketchy,
with
it's
that two-way
technical,
traffic.
it's off camber, there's
There's
leaves on top
Leaves,
of rocks.
which make
and-
it slippery with a little moisture. Remember how we saw the two guys together for the 30K all day long? Like, they passed us a couple of times, I want to say, in different directions with the two-way. It was those two guys, and they were like flying, and they were side by side. And that, remember I said to them, I'm like, you guys are making this look way too easy. And they were. So they stayed together till the very end. They finished 9 seconds apart. It was a sprint. You know, it was a sprint finish. Once they came down that last climb and they went across that bridge, they took off. And one guy had just a little bit more. That would have been exciting to see that on film. Yeah, 2:50.36 for Murray Dunzern, 29. And second place, Seth Heiser. And I don't know which guy was which, but we saw them. 2:50.47. 9 or 11, I guess 11 seconds back. Isn't that crazy? You're up for 3 hours. You finished 11 seconds apart. All right, 50K. 21 started, 21 finished. Nobody doesn't finish. What do you think the slowest time? Oh, actually, before we get to the 50K, 30K. What did I say I did it in? I did it in, and I thought that was pretty good. 6 hours, 19 minutes. Yep. This year, that would have got me second to last on the DFL podium in second place. I mean, it sounds impressive, but it's like we were just really taking our time yesterday. That's all right. 50K. Let's start with, what do you think the slowest time was?
21 people did it.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess they're above average runners to a spring 50K.
I will tell you this, for the slowest person on the 50K, they average their average pace minutes per mile faster than us.
So I'm going to go 9 hours, 15 minutes.
Little Mario,
I'll go 9 hours, 30 minutes.
little bit more. The slowest person, 9 hours, 30 minutes, and 9 hours would have got you third and fourth to last. Last place was 72-year-old Rita Paschal, 72, guys.
Oh,
And I don't know if she was she might have been the
she Dino
dinosaur
lady?
later. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she was the dinosaur hat lady.
Oh my God. She is incredible. She averaged 20-minute,
Amazing.
37-second miles, which is 4 minutes a mile faster than us. She finished in 10 hours and 46 minutes. She was out there all day, guys. She got it
Good
done.
for her.
I don't
That's
think
awesome.
I could think about a 50K. You know, I mean, Mario, you've cranked one out pretty quick. Erik and I think, 8 to 9 hours is probably our tops. She did the hardest 50K in the state of Minnesota in 10 hours, 46 minutes at 72 years old. So hats off, dinosaur hats off to Rita Paschal. Great job. Oh, yeah, I think she was she had to be the dinosaur lady, because I'm looking at the other female finishers, and none of them are older people like she is. That's awesome. Okay, first place, second place were separated by an hour. What do you guys guess on the first place finish for the 50K at Whitewater State Park? It's from the park.
I thought it was sub 6. I think it was like 5:53 or something.
Yeah,
Eric, what do you?
555
I thought I
or
remember.
high 550s.
Because we saw the guy that won it, right?
Yeah, he was going up
Yeah.
the final climb as we were going up the final climb.
And then he passed us. Winner Michael Borst, 32 years old, finished in 5 hours and 5 minutes. 5:05, guys. I could not do on my best day. Mario, on your best day, a flat 50K. That's
Maybe.
averaging,
Flat.
below 10-minute miles. You'd have to average that
I'm
for 31
flat.
miles. That would be hard. I mean, it'd be impossible for me. I don't know about you, Eric. Maybe I could never run a 5-hour 50K, let alone the most heinous 50K around. 5
maybe
hours
on a
and 5 minutes.
track, I could cobble it together, but not on that course.
No, I couldn't. Not even downhill in a barrel. Second place, female, Andrea Loweji, 6 hours and 5 minutes, an hour back. So hats off. Great job. The next female finisher is an hour and 40 minutes later.
Oh.
Yeah. All these people, it's just crazy for the 50K. I cannot fathom it. There's only 4 finishers that were over 9 hours. And I just cannot even imagine it on that course. Nuts.
I think I would struggle really bad on that 50K because, like, Wild Duluth, Black Canyon, Antelope Island is mostly point to point.
Yeah.
And it's like there you know what's coming. Like at the end of the first loop, you're like, I know exactly what every step of the second loop's going to be. And then the third loop, I'm sure you're in the pain cave and you're like, I know exactly what's coming.
Yeah. You're in the pain cave, but you're not dealing with the two-way traffic as much because there's only, 5 or 6 of you out there at that point. Everybody else is done. So who, at the end of the day, one of us said they're doing the 50K next year.
Not me.
Yes, you, Mario.
Oh.
You would care to explain? Are you still thinking you want to do the 50K there next year?
Here's the deal. When I hear repeatedly as I'm doing a shorter distance race on the same race course as someone who's doing the 50K, and they say it's the hardest 50K in the state, I gotta try it.
Right.
I gotta try it. So I don't know. I'm really intrigued by, after being there yesterday, I fell in love with that park. I will absolutely be going back to do more, long runs. The only hard part is from where I'm located, for me to get to like Jay Cook State Park is like 2.5 hours, and for me to get down to Whitewater State Park is about 2 hours and 2.5 hours realistically. So it will be, I think it's another running location to add to my already expanding running arsenal in Minnesota. We have Afton, Jay Cook State Park on the North Shore. I do enjoy going down to like Frontenac State Park is a really fun state park, and now I can add Whitewater and Whitewater State Park to that list of really kind of unique trail running experiences to Minnesota. Each of those places I listed kind of has its own trail feel. When you run when you run at other places that are similar, you're associating how they feel compared to those kind of more or less iconic locations in Minnesota. So I'm really intrigued by it, and I love Bill and Mandy's races. They're so well run, organized, and everyone out there is always so supportive. That's my favorite part about the Storm the Trail or Storm this the Storm series race series in general is that everyone's so supportive and wants you to keep going and to finish and to do the best that you can given the circumstances. So I think that would be a fun one to do in a type 2 fun type way. So
I'm thinking about I'm not thinking about doing the 50K there, but you would do well because that first lap you're not going to have two-way traffic. Second lap of your 50K you will hit the two-way traffic, and by your third lap most people will be done and you'll be done with the two-way traffic, so you can really just kind of focus on it. I think you'd do well with that, Mario. It would take me over 10 hours for sure. I'm looking back at my now seemingly wonderful 30K, in which I think I came in third from last that day, 6 hours and 19 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, add 4 hours onto that, it's probably would have taken me and Rita, Dinosaur Lady, we'd come in holding hands together at the finish line, but yeah, it's crazy.
I think if I trained for it and raced it smart, I think I could do it in 7 hours. What would 7 hours get me as far as finisher time wise?
Good question.
Is that like middle of the pack?
No, that would get you 5th place. That's front of the pack.
Oh, dang.
7 hours.
I think if I went into it really well trained, honestly, this race that we just did, I feel really good, and I know that's because of the other goals and other things that I'm training for. Yeah. But I think if, like when I did Wild Duluth the first time I did it, I think I ran it in 6:23 or 6:30 or something like that, and that's a 50K with I think it was 5,000 feet of climbing. So this is close. Yeah. It's a little different.
It is. I think the climbing is slower here. You know, we did a 15K with slower. 1,800 feet. So, you know, the 30K is 3,600 feet. It feels slower. It feels slower. I feel like I've done races with that amount of climbing that weren't as hard, you know. What's a lap at Zumbro? Isn't that 2,000 feet of climbing? This felt like, as you know, more climbing than that, just slower. I don't know, hard to explain. So we've got 2 other races this year we're all going to do together, right? Or we're going to crew Erik at Wild Duluth. Mario, you coming up for that? And the 3 of us are running fans together. What are we going to do next year? Zumbro? Should we do Zumbro together the week before Storm?
I'm afraid of Zumbro.
Yeah.
One, you got hurt there. I was telling you yesterday, a really good runner friend of mine went there and got hurt. And then I remember not that long ago, 2018, 2019, they had Zumbro. I think only the 100 miler went off that year because they had so much snow. People could take their poles and they'd disappear in the snow.
Yeah. And
they have not moved the date. So it's all, you just never know what you're going to get with Zumbro.
I know, but it's a fun course. It's beautiful. You get to the tops of those hills and it's really fun. I suggest next year we think about, and we can decide later, we do just the one lapper, just the 17 mile. They don't measure in kilometers because it's 17 miles a lap. So it's a 17 mile, 34 mile, 51, and then 100 or 50, whatever it is. But I think we should do the 17 mile, just one loop, one time around. You can get it, Erik. We'll be fine. I'll wear my knee braces. We'll be good. You have to experience the sand coulee at least once. It's miserable fun. As Tony Gillum likes to say, it's the long, miserable fun.
It's the most fun type of fun to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that was great. So we focused a lot on Storm of the Park on this podcast, and like I said, I'm gonna drop in little bits of audio with my interview with Mandy and some of the other things. Mario, did you find your other topic for us? I want to close with two things. I want to talk about gear that worked and didn't work for us yesterday. And I want to talk about, Mario, did you find your topic of this thing we wanted that you had brought up? We all were like, yeah, it's a great idea. We should talk about it. And then I promptly forgot what the hell you said it was. Did you find it?
Yes, I found it. But we can talk about gear at Storm the Park first, and then we can do that idea at the end if you'd
okay.
like.
Great. We'll do that at the end. So, Erik, there's Mr. Hanks. Hankster the prankster, the bankster, Banksy Hanksy. Erik, we'll start with you. Gear that worked yesterday and then some gear that didn't work or that you wish you would have had.
Gear that worked well
Yeah.
was all of it. I was pretty happy with how everything worked. I have a windbreaker that's waterproof, and I was telling you guys, usually it sucks. It is way too hot inside. It does a really good job of keeping me protected from the rain, but then I just sweat the whole time. Yesterday it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
My belt worked perfectly. And sorry I'm being attacked viciously.
Erik's puppy is really giving him some good attention. That's adorable.
Yeah, I didn't really have anything that didn't work. I wish I would have had poles. That's one thing I would do differently.
There you go. Wish you would have poles. Okay. Mario, how Bentley's really being cute right now. Mario, how about you? What gear worked for you yesterday really well that stood out?
Kind of in the same boat as Erik. All of my gear, my vest, and having 2 water bottles was nice with the elevation gain, just to make sure that I'm drinking enough and hydrating throughout. Something that it's not really a piece of gear. I was actually okay without poles, but what I wish I would have worn, so my first layer on top was just like a long sleeve t-shirt, but it was a smaller one that it wasn't a very long shirt. And so as I'm running and I'm sweating and I'm wearing my vest, it kept pulling that shirt from being tucked into my pants up, which if it's warm out, it's not that big of a deal. But every time that wind would come up the bluffs, my vest would hold the top of my shirt down and the bottom of my shirt would become inflated by the wind. And so my stomach and lower back kept getting freeze blasted by this icy cold wind yesterday. So I wish I would have worn a different shirt underneath my long sleeve shirt. But my Mount to Coast shoes, I just crossed 500 miles on those shoes during yesterday's race, and they held up and felt great. So yeah. Everything worked pretty well.
Okay. And Erik, you had the Mount to Coast on. They worked well yesterday. No issues. Good grip.
Yeah, I thought they did really well.
Good
I
test.
slipped a couple times, but that was more just being in precarious positions than the shoes' fault.
Yeah. So I did not have I did bring it should have been funny. I didn't bring my Mount to Coast. I should have wore them. Then all 3 of us would have the same shoes on. I wore my Topos, my Ultra Ventures, and they work so good on that terrain. I just love them. So for me, I have a few things. I bought that little belt that holds your bib. I thought, well, this will be great. It's this little belt. You clip your bib on, you're done. Did not work. I ended up safety pinning the bib, and then the bottom part of it tore off. Anyways, I was just like, okay, I'm done with that belt. That was a nice idea, but it doesn't work. My poles, my Lucky poles, once again, those things are the best. I absolutely loved them. The problem I had yesterday is when I normally use them, I don't have gloves on. It's not a problem. They have the little gloves that clip onto the poles. When it's cold, like yesterday, and I started out with heavy gloves and I went to lighter ones, gloves were a problem. So I either need to cut a hole in the gloves so the little clip pokes through so I can still grab the poles, but this trying to put gloves on and off over the Lucky gloves was just a nightmare. And the other thing was, I was filming yesterday with tried to take a couple photos with my camera and with my film stuff, And when I had gloves on, because it was cold, I can't do the touchscreen. So I switched to the orange gloves, which supposedly let your fingers touch. That was the only problems I had, that. Otherwise, the other thing that worked really well was my knee braces. I wear like a sleeve now, and then a little brace that I Velcro on over top of that. Those actually work pretty well. My only issue was when I slipped on that rock and it got kind of discombobulated. I tweaked my right knee a little, but feels fine today. So, and I had no bruising, no blood vessels broken. So knee braces, knee sleeves, all working good. Yeah, was good. All right. There any other gear talk for today? Any new shoe purchases coming up? Mario's looking at the Mount to Coast. Is it the C? What did you call them? The C2? C1?
The C1.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Which is their road shoe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Straight road. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the H1 because I can wear it. I can wear it like yesterday on really technical trail terrain, and then I'm going to wear it later today when I do my run, and it's going to be all on pavement. And but yeah, I'm intrigued by the C1. I'd have to go try it on, and I don't know if they have it at TC Running Company or not. So I'll have to check it out. But
Erik, any new gear shoe purchases you're contemplating?
I'm contemplating getting the Raid, LF2L belt for Wild Duluth.
Okay.
It's a belt that doesn't bounce as much as the naked belt and has a little bit more capacity, but I haven't fully decided yet.
We're not going to get you into that vest, are we? What's it going to take to get you into a Solomon vest?
I already have a Solomon vest. I would just keep
that
rocking
one
my
that you wear.
Yeah, I wore it for all my 50Ks.
That's the other thing yesterday, guys. Erik took a great picture. I had double quills on. I look like, a Robin Hood on steroids. I had two quills on, one for the Lecky poles, the other for my new DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera with the tripod holder, and I just plopped that in. That worked pretty good. I learned a couple lessons there. Things kept falling off it when I stuck it in there, but that worked pretty good. So next time I do filming, I'll probably do the same setup. Double quill. All right, Mario, we're over an hour. We're going to start to wrap this up. What do you got? What's your topic?
So my idea was kind of like you said, lessons learned. So lessons learned it could be really anything from Monday I hit my mileage. Tuesday was a super long day. Didn't get my run started until really late. So I ran half of the mileage I was supposed to have run. And if you fixate on mileage or if you fixate on hitting your times or your paces, that can really mess up with the overall progress that you make in your training. So how do you overcome the mental block of not hitting your quote-unquote goal? Or how do you reframe the goal to more accurately reflect your fitness progress? So my solution was I went out and ran. I had the intention of running a 10K for my training plan. I ran a 5K and I was just done. There was no way that I could have continued to run my 10K that I had planned and then went to sleep and then woke up the next day with enough energy to be an employee, a dad, a husband, and then also the next day get an 8-mile run that I had scheduled planned. So instead, I just did a couple extra miles the next day after going to sleep, sleeping well, and I kind of chunked it out, and rather than feeling dread from not hitting my goal early in the week and letting it ruin the rest of my week, reframing it in that I didn't hit my goal, but I have time on the back end to fix it. Another example, lessons learned, would actually be one from yesterday. So yesterday we were running, we were chatting, and all of a sudden Joey goes, what are we at for time? And we were at like 2 hours and 8 minutes. And you went, oh shoot, I forgot to hit eat.
Forgot
this
to eat.
time. And I said,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot too. But what I didn't tell you guys is that I forgot to eat the time before that too. So I was like 2 eating sessions behind my goal to make sure that I'm eating and consuming enough. So rather than telling you guys, like blurting out and getting panicky that I haven't eaten in an hour, I just ate a gel and then I took a little bit of salt. And then before my timer went off again, I ate a little bit and I took a little bit of salt. So that way I wasn't in panic mode about missing those, because as runners, we like to categorize and set things up to follow a plan, and that plan never comes to fruition exactly how we sketch it out on an Excel spreadsheet or think about it in our brain. So just being adaptable. So those are 2 examples that I have for kind of lessons learned.
Yeah. The eating thing, that's really become, I'm pretty casual with all my running stuff. It's like, yeah, whatever. When I do these longer events, I'm like every half hour, hungry or not, it's like, nope, I know my day. I will feel better at the end of the day and recover better if I eat constantly, at least a gel. Or yesterday we were doing the Matt Daniels Slim Jims. I gave you guys a couple. That's kind of my new thing. Some of those salty pretzels and a Slim Jim along with my gel. I just do that every half hour, and I always seem to do better with that. Erik, I've got a couple lessons learned recently too, and kind of from yesterday. Anything for you, Erik? Any recent lessons learned? I have one for you, Erik, if you don't have one yourself.
No, I have one, and I think it's just that we're not elites, and it's not that serious. Just remember how to have fun on the day. Reframe your mindset. Just full disclosure, I ran literally 1.5 miles in the last month until yesterday, and so I knew it was going to be a slow day. I had other stuff that's been taking priority. I haven't been making running really that big of a deal in my life, and I kind of thought yesterday's course was going to be easier than it was, but it was just like, I didn't care. I got to walk through the woods with 2 of my friends, and we had a great day, and we stopped and enjoyed the views, and we chit-chatted, and we cheered others on. And was it the fastest I could have run that course had I actually trained? No, for sure not, but it didn't matter. We had a great Saturday together and wouldn't trade it for the world. So it's like, it's not that serious. So if you have a bad training block, you don't get to train at all, whatever. Just reframe it, have a fun day. There's other little things. Like, we cheered on every runner that passed us yesterday. Like, there's other little things you can do to make your day impactful and great without having your best performance yourself.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say for you too, is that you said you didn't run much. I'm like, it obviously didn't matter. We had a great time. We finished. We all got through it. No problems. Feeling good today. So, yeah. My lessons learned too, kind of the same thing. It doesn't matter what your training is at. You're still going to have a good time. If you've got the right mindset and you're out there with friends, you're just going to have a great time. Don't get double vaccine shots the night before you do a run, because my left arm is killing me. And I woke up today feeling like I had the flu or a cold, and I'm sure it was those 2 vaccines I got. I'm like, probably wouldn't do that again. And the other lesson I learned in relation to yesterday was get some sleep. Like I told you, I got essentially 4 hours sleep, just monkeying around the night before and not laying down in time. And I'm like, I was just out of it last night. I was like, finally today I feel back to normal. But get some sleep. Get some sleep, guys. Sleep is miraculous. So that's it.
And if you have to step off trail to let a runner pass, make sure the rock you're stepping on is secure.
Yes. If you look down and go, I have to step off trail, this rock looks sketchy. I wonder if it's secure. Don't step on it, folks, because it's not, and you will hurt your ankle and nearly die. Yeah.
But exactly. You caught yourself with one arm on that tree that like small tree that was there, and you kind of did your best like Spider-Man impression by like holding on to one
I don't
hand
even.
And,
it's all
like,
a blur.
Swinging around. It was pretty graceful. Graceful. I'll give you that,
good
Joey.
For a 58-year-old guy. I mean, yeah. All right.
You did great.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, guys? Yesterday was great. It was an awesome time. Anything
Just shout
else?
out
Super
to
fun.
Bill and Mandy.
Yeah.
Super great event. Super great course. We talked about this, but super affordable races, and not a corner is cut in the quality of that race. The aid stations are as good or better than everything you're going to find in Minnesota trail races. Course was immaculate. Course marking was crazy. I mean, 9.5 miles, you probably don't go more than 50 feet without a flag.
No.
The intersections are awesome, like super well marked. There's that one downhill where they had put straps in the trees because it was kind of treacherous. I mean, just first class race organization with just really, really affordable rates. Highly recommend going out to one of their races and supporting them.
And shout out to the Whitewater State Park workers who were cleaning up that trail after the tornadoes. While we were running, folks, there was a guy cutting branches and clearing it, and we thanked him every time we went by him. But yeah, they did a great job getting that trail ready with the recent storms and everything. It was just superb. Yeah. Hey, before we sign off, you got me thinking, Erik. You know, we love storm sporting events, Bill and Mandy. You know, they're growing. Instead of Zumbro next year, what about Storm the Woods? Didn't they take over the Chester Woods Trail Race?
Yeah, I would be interested in that.
Okay. Mario? They have all kinds of different distances we can look at. All right, let's.
Did I tell you about the other race I found in Chester Woods that I almost signed up for?
No.
They're doing not Storm, but some other race event company is doing like a Barkley at that park.
Yeah.
It's the same weekend as Storm the Woods, but it was very sketchy. You like PayPal'd in your race registration and whatever, and I was just like, it's the first year, so I was like, I don't know. I'll let some other people figure it out and then maybe circle back.
Funny. That's funny. Oh, would we ever do a triathlon, guys? The three of us, like a team one? Who would do what?
Oh, like a team?
Yeah.
Team, yes.
One.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do, Erik? Would you do?
I'd bike.
Mario?
I will not swim.
Oh, God. Don't make me swim. I don't want to swim. Okay, guys, we're not going to probably do it.
Well, I would swim if we do sprint, but you guys have to understand that my swim's not going to be a sprint.
Dude,
but I'm not going to go do like a mile. I'm not doing some crazy swim.
All right.
But I'd do like a short one.
So if we go short distance, Mario, we can get Erik to swim. And I don't care. I'll do the bike. So, and you do the run because you're fast on the run.
As runners and marathon people, when they ask you, have you done a marathon? The next question is always, do you do triathlons or have you done an Ironman? It's like the standard. And that's my response to everything when they start going anything beyond running. Like, have you done an Ironman? And I said, I don't want to swim. So... I don't know. I just don't have
swimming.
A whole lot of interest.
Swimming is for when you fall off the pontoon because you had too many beers. That's the only thing swimming's good for.
I don't mind swimming, but have you ever swam or watched the triathlon swims? Those people just get booted in the face.
Oh, yeah, it's horrifying.
Ironman Texas was this weekend. Someone died on the swim. Literally yesterday.
What?
Yeah, someone died in the Ironman swim yesterday. Ironman Texas.
Oh, God.
Because it's so many people and everyone's just swimming and you get kicked in the face, you get arms, your goggles will get ripped off. It's like, it's a heinous experience. So that's why, like, if I can just slowly get into the water, swim back. The distance I'm not that worried about. It's just being in a 100+ person group of swimmers at once is not it.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. So Erik's going to swim. We've all decided. We're just going to wait for everybody else to start, and then we're going to start about 5 minutes later so he doesn't get kicked in the face.
That's fine.
Just don't swim too fast. Erik, swim slow. Then no one will kick you in the face. Give him some room.
I'm getting pretty used to being at the back of the pack, so let's do it in swimming too.
There we go. As long as there's no two-way traffic on the swim, you'll be fine. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go try to get this other podcast ready and go work on a few things. So cheers. Thanks again for a great day yesterday.
Did we win, Bill? Did we win? Are we 1, 2, 3?
I think we won.
Congrats.
Thank you. Nice. Beautiful. Thanks, guys. That was fun.
Well, Erik and Mario, that was a fun day at Storm the Park. And that was a fun conversation recounting our time on the trails and talking about the great event that it is. If you're looking for the hardest 50K in the state, or you just want some training for some superior hiking trail events, then check it out. In fact, we cannot recommend enough a Storm Sporting event trail race. They're all first-class events open to runners of all abilities, and they support a great cause to boot. I'll have links in the show notes. Well, that's it for this time. Until next time, cheers and take care. Keep running, keep walking, keep moving forward. Don't let other swimmers kick you in the face. And don't worry about pace or effort. Just soak in the moments and all the beauty around you. Eventually, you'll cross that finish line.